Do you want to find solutions on how to make decisions faster, how to solve problems with your teams, or define a clear strategy that resonates with your staff and customers? There is a workshop for that. Hello there, I'm Nati Ravez, founder of La Workshopeuse. I'm a collaboration consultant and workshop facilitator, member of an amazing workshopper community. In this podcast, I meet them to get the best advice on facilitation, and I let leaders and managers speak to understand the challenges they are facing. Welcome to the show.
What does it take for a leader to successfully guide a team? What challenges do they face regardless of industry? And are traditional managerial behaviors still relevant in today's digital landscape where a human-centered approach is crucial? Today, I welcome Patrycja Pielaszek, a forward-thinking innovation leader and serial entrepreneur with extensive experience in discovering and unlocking growth opportunities across organizations and cultures. We will discuss the necessary ingredients leaders should prioritize to enable their teams to be engaged and high-performing. We will also be discussing the preparation of her TED Talk about how to bring community-led culture to life, and about the community she founded called WECOCO. Welcome!
Hello, Patrycja!
Hello, Nati.
How are you?
Great. Looking forward to our chat.
Yeah, I've been really looking forward to catching up with you on the podcast. So first of all, a big thank to you for being here to have a little chat with me. Patrycja, you live in Switzerland, near Zurich.
Yes.
And you're a workshop facilitator, expert in agile transformation. You are also the founder of WECOCO, a community platform made by women for everyone because diversity rocks. This is what is the nice sentence of your page, and I love it. And you are also a keynote speaker with a talk you gave on the TEDx stage that particularly touched me. We had a talk about that. So we're going to talk about all that today. And my first question, like to all of my guests, what is your background? How did you get into facilitation? What was your route during your career and your passion for facilitation?
Thank you for opening the stage, the virtual stage, Nati. I like that. Thank you for your introduction. So for those who are wondering about the spelling of my name, yes, I was born in Warsaw, Poland, but grew up in Switzerland, as you said, near the Zurich Lake. I live here since 1981. Oh, what a long time. Gosh. So, with a background in media science and communication, I ended up in the corporate world, in tech world. I had a passion for digital tools, digital toys, like everything that was digital. My first, let's say teenager game was, owning my own Commodore. Do you remember Commodore computers?
No.
You know, you needed to stick the keyboard to the television, actually, to be able to type. I'm that old. I'm a dinosaur. Yeah, but around me, every girl, they all just wanted to play with Barbie or dolls. And I liked digital tools and cars. I loved cars. I still love them. Although I just need my roller, my scooter nowadays.
I love that too. I love that too. I have a roller here in Bali every day.
Isn't it awesome?
Yeah, it is.
You can be spontaneous and fast, and you don't need to search for any parking slots. So this is amazing.
Yeah.
So somehow it might be the reason why I ended up in tech environment for over 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
First, it was health tech, and afterwards, fintech.
Mm-hmm.
And, as the industry is, although I was responsible for investor relations and corporate communications, I always had a lot of touch points with product development, R&D, and diverse teams with diverse expertises. And I was always wondering, how can we make it more sound, not only their communication as teams or diverse teams, but also collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I ended up in the startup world and entrepreneurs world, where it could be even more challenging to work with ideas, which were first just ideas, just a vision and abstract. And, I don't want to be too biased, but quite often or more often, nerds and computer enthusiasts, programmers, they have difficulty to explain and to share their idea, what they actually want to build.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And they have their own language, which are geeks language that other normal people don't understand.
Exactly. So it all comes together. And in general, I don't know how you experience it, but they don't really like to talk a lot.
It's true. Yeah. You have to find the little door to come into, to speak to them.
Exactly. And I experienced you as a connector as well. So I think you experience it yourself, being the connector, without actually knowing all, these special languages or expertises into detail. This is not necessary in our role. And at that time, the job as a facilitator was quite unknown.
Mm-hmm.
It is quite new, isn't it?
It is.
So, but I was doing it intuitively. I wanted to be the connector and to bring them closer and to build up a better understanding for each other's opinions also, to enable the progress for them as a team in their product development. And, it was pretty fun, especially with startup teams. I have to admit, I learned myself a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I tried to find new ways, to support their development and to learn, new methodologies like, design sprint, what we both learned,
mm-hmm.
like Lego serious play, liberating structures, you name it, like everything that could be of help. But this was just the beginning. I was still not courageous enough to call myself a facilitator. This is something that started during Corona, while I was really able to run a lot of sessions within a day only. And I realized, wow, everything that I learned before Corona is now helpful, and there are more people being open for it, jumping on the train and saying, yes, we want to change something for the better.
So you start actually your activity as a workshop facilitator during the pandemic?
I did it before, but I didn't call myself facilitator. I don't know. It was my own process, how to call myself.
So you are working now with different kind of companies, still in the tech field?
Not only, all kind of industries.
What are the team collaboration challenges you see, which are common across industries? And what is the role of the leadership to solve these challenges? What can they do to solve this? What can we do? What can they do?
Yes, thank you for the question. This is something that I have touch points every single day nowadays. And not only young leaders, first-time leaders, but also experienced leaders. They are wondering how they can tackle the changed environment and the lack of motivation, lack of engagement in their teams, in their entire workforce, actually, because it's not something that only managers are facing nowadays. Leadership groups of huge organizations are experiencing not quiet quitting, but there is a wave of quiet quitting. We cannot deny it. And what impact it has on people staying in the organization. Of course, they are demotivated. Of course, they have a lot of questions like, what's the purpose? What is my purpose in this organization? What else is out there? Where can I find my purpose? Because it's becoming more and more important. It's not only about financial recompensation. No, it's not enough anymore. It's also about the entire, holistic approach to your work-life balance or constructions. How do I want to design my work life? Because we're getting more and more aware it's up to me. It's in my hands. I need to decide. And no matter how old I am or how young I am, it's up to me. We see it, but we see it very well with the young generation. So first of all, let's stick to the three essential elements that I see that need to be addressed in a team, but also on an organizational level. First of all, psychological safety. Is there trust? Is there transparency? How open can I be in my environment, working environment? And second, the ability to reflect. And no, I'm not talking about, this yearly employee talk, like, okay, you did well, you did not well, like exactly checklist, processing the past. This is not reflection. Reflection is really how often do you speak about what happened? It can be about a project, but also whenever there is escalation. Why did it happen? Or first of all, ask what happened, what worked well, what didn't work well, and what is our learning. And the more often you have these touch points, the faster you progress as a team and as an organization. This is from my experience. But quite often when I speak to my clients and ask, okay, so how often do you do a recap? Well, what do you mean? Like, maybe after a long project. And you know what that means. It can mean a yearly recap. This is not what I'm talking about. It needs to be incorporated into the culture. It has to be trained like a muscle, to become stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
If you're a workshop facilitator and you're struggling to find your own value proposition, the type of workshop you really want to offer, the one that exactly meets the needs of the customers you'd like to work with, or if you want to refine your offering and make it more clear and attractive to your customers, book a free call with me so we can discuss how I can be a sparring partner in one-to-one sessions to guide you towards your ideal offer. All the contact information in the show notes.
It's not only also retrospective about a project. It can be retrospective about how collaboration together as a team, as an organization, not only be specific on a project. As a project manager, you have also your own team of project managers who are also living together and working together. And the team needs also a retrospective.
Thank you for mentioning that. But you need like best practice examples. You need to show this in an organization so that other leaders and managers can, well, not copy it, but at least address it and define their own rhythm with their team. Because every team has a different dynamic.
Yeah.
Again, it's about the human being. It's not about, a blueprint that you can put over every team the same way. That's not working. So what did I say? First, psychological safety. Second, ability to reflect. And third, usually people answer me, my clients answer me, yeah, that's an easy one, Patrycja. But when you dig in deeper, usually it's not as clear as they think. And this is about a common understanding of the actual work that needs to be done. So what needs to be done, how, and who is actually responsible for that? For what? What are the roles? What are the deadlines? Yeah, you're nodding. Thank you, Nati.
Yeah, roles and responsibilities. Yeah, this is something so important. And I did a few workshops about that. It's so important. And actually, people don't know what their colleagues are doing, or positions are changing, tasks are changing, roles are changing. And I saw with the company I'm working with that some of them not even have job description. Some of them have, but they are like 10 years old, so they didn't readjust. And it is a fact that when teams members have a poor communication, it's often the case that it's because they are not clear about their roles and responsibilities, and they are not clear about how to communicate about what it has to be done and until when, and who should be responsible for. Absolutely. So these are the big team collaboration problems that there is. And what is the role of the leadership in it?
The role of leadership has drastically changed. And yes, hybrid setups, remote workers have had a huge impact on that. But I would say it's even in real life setup, it's crucial that leaders are true leaders by being able to give up power. Giving up power to those who are specialized in a certain field. Nowadays, that we are facing like really an overflow of information, an overflow of data, impact factors in fields that we are not specialists, and they cannot be specialists in every single field. Why not having huge trust in your own employees and enabling them to decide more by themselves, or at least creating an environment where every team member has a voice and being sure to be heard and having an impact together. This is what I see as a participatory leadership concept. As simple as it looks like, it's pretty hard to shift from the common understanding of leadership that you need to carry the burden, of final decisions, and that you need to know everything the best, and you need to be the smartest person in the room. This is changing. This is not the future of being active and co-active as a team.
Does it mean that leadership need to become facilitative leaderships? I'm really believing that we have to bring managers and leadership by how to facilitate so that they can get out the best of their teams.
Absolutely, because I share one vision with you, and this is the understanding of being a facilitator in the meaning of an enabler. We want to enable. We don't want to be heroes or sheroes, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That was good.
We are heroes in our lives, I would say, both of us. But in terms of enabling our clients and the teams that we are working with, we want to support them and to bring out the best out of them. And yes, in that meaning, I believe that facilitation skills become a superpower, are already becoming a superpower of leaders and managers. Absolutely.
Hi, I'm Katrien Schepers from Facilitators Connect, and I have something for you. If you are an entrepreneur in the field of facilitation, keep your ears wide open. There is an event that you should not miss if you want to scale up your business and leverage your skills. It's called Facilitators Connect, and it is a retreat which will take place from the 11th until the 15th of September in the Netherlands. 5 intense days with top speakers who will hold exclusive workshops where you will get the most out of your own positioning, but also your sales and marketing strategy. With speakers such as Ahmad Munawar, Axel Van Quali, and well-known Brittany Bowring. Grab your coupon in the show notes to get a special discount. Sign up super quick on facilitatorsconnect.com and join 40 facilitators from all over the world for 5 intense days for your business, for your network with like-minded people, but most of all, for yourself. See you soon.
Patrycja, I will change the subject because I would really like to talk about a keynote you gave for TEDx, because we had a conversation a few weeks ago after I saw your keynote, which really started so strong and so emotional. It touched me so much. So how is it for you to prepare for such a talk? I mean, I'm sure it was exciting, but how is it to really prepare it and brainstorm, okay, what will I bring? What will I say? What do I want to say? What is my purpose? How will I start?
Thank you for asking this, because as you remember, the last time we were talking about it, I told you, Nati, I can still not believe that I was there on stage sharing my so personal, very personal story. And since our last talk, I had some time to reflect myself on everything. And this might have not happened intentionally, but automatically. That every single nudge I got for my story, and also to rewrite my story again and again, it was actually the power of many. Because last year in September, we have met for the first time at the AJ and Smart Strategy Retreat. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And after that retreat, you know, traveling back to Zurich in the train, I had such a booster. You know, I was in a flow and writing down all my ideas that I had from my talk. Everything that I was uncertain before was suddenly clear. And because I was able to connect with so many wonderful people in Italy, and I got so much inspiration, but also, you know, empowering energy. And I'm not only talking about the bunny dance or rabbit dance.
No. It's the whole week. I felt this so long after that.
Exactly. Yeah. So whenever I was actually feeling a bit lonely with my talk and being uncertain what direction to take, because I have so many interests and my passion is also quite diverse, I felt like I had to outsmart myself for the talk. You know what I mean? I felt so small listening to other TED Talks. And then we met also David.
The storyteller.
The TED speaker, So I felt overwhelmed and I thought, oh my goodness, me, just the little Polish girl. Shall I really do it? You know, this monkey mind telling you.
This imposter syndrome. Welcome, imposter syndrome.
Yes, yes. Exactly. And every time I was like in a down, it was actually the community, my family, my partner encouraging me. Okay, Patrycja, maybe now it's not the moment. Today is not the day, like we said, but maybe tomorrow or next week.
Yeah.
And this is actually what happened. Sometimes when you feel the energy and it feels so right, just go and write down everything what comes into your mind. And, it felt almost like a, personal adventure, because while I was developing that talk, I learned a lot about myself and my roots. It was incredible. And I never experienced something like that. 9 months. So I was literally reborn after 9 months of preparation.
But I think you did that so well, and you start actually telling about your story as someone who had to move from her country in a small car with her parents to Switzerland. But this is the nice thing when we start to reflect, putting our judgment to ourselves on the side, the imposter syndrome, and telling, okay, who I am and why am I now where I am and why am I doing now what I'm doing. And it's very often coming from how you build yourself. You were a child and you had to adapt to a new country, new friends, new languages. So the abilities that you have now, you started in your childhood, actually. And I found it really, really beautiful. So if the listeners want to see the talk, we will put a link in the show notes.
Of course.
But this talk was about an important purpose that you have, because you are the founder of WECOCO. And I would like to end this episode with WECOCO, that you explain what it is, what is the purpose of it, who are the persons in this community, and please tell us about WECOCO.
Thank you for letting me share this passion of my life. I would have never believed that the feedback would be so huge, because I started WECOCO, which stands for We Connect, We Collaborate, or about the we, like it says here. We always wins. I can send it to you afterwards. It must be wise. Yeah, turned around from your perspective. So we always wins. And I truly believe it. This is how I grew up. This is how my integration here in a foreign country started. And as a grown up, finding out new techniques, new ways, how we can, as a human beings, connect better in diverse groups. And how can we collaborate, coexist better, no matter how different we are? How can we embrace that huge diversity? Brought me to this anonymous account on Instagram. This is how it all started. End of 2018, beginning of 2019. And I was overwhelmed by the feedback from people and like-minded people that said to act as a collective, to be more open and to be more welcome to different kind of thinking, but different kind of also of cultures, and how to bring this diversity together.
Do you have special events or special project that you are doing together? And what are they?
Yes, during Corona time, it was quite informal.
Mm-hmm.
It was really the humans support, showing solidarity with other people who are struggling with the situation of the lockdown or Corona pandemic, etc., and living that kind of support. Mm-hmm. And that was very lean. And after a while, I started to implement more and more about my facilitation skills to bring these people closer and closer together. And now it's a true mix. What I find very important is inspiration and showing role models who did it in a different way. The latest WECOCO talk we had was about being bold and taking bold decisions, no matter how different you are from the society, and also perceived different from the society, and still sticking to your mission and not giving up. So the discussions around this topic are actually lasting until today. So it's never ending.
Oh, nice.
But this is what I truly believe. I don't want to do single shots.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to be more consistent with that kind of support.
Nice. Thank you so much, Patrycja, for all this insight. You are such an inspiration for me, for the women, for the facilitators, and also for all the people who are following your work and your mission with WECOCO. So I'm very, very, very happy that you were here with me in this podcast.
Thank you so much for, showing interest into my story at all, and also for sharing our stories together. And this is how we get closer and closer, no matter where you are in this world. Because I cherish this very, very much and cannot wait to share it also with the WECOCO community, what we have co-created.
I will come. Switzerland is not far away from Germany. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Did you enjoy this episode? Please don't hesitate to leave a comment and give the podcast 5 stars on your podcast player. Your comment will be mentioned, and if you have any questions, they will be addressed at the start of one of the next episodes. Don't hesitate to visit Patrycia's LinkedIn profile and website and check out her touching and interesting TED Talk. You can find the link in the episode show notes. If you're curious about WECOCO and want to get involved, click on the link in the show notes to read more about this community. The next episode, featuring Charles-Louis de Maer, a workshop facilitator and trainer who loves bringing people in contact with the power of visual thinking, will be released on Thursday, August 17th. In addition to his passion for his work, he is also involved in projects with NGOs and will share his experiences with us. Lastly, I would like to share a special discount coupon for the month of August called What a Surprise August, which provides an incredible discount for the Facilitators Connect retreat taking place in September in the Netherlands. All relevant information can be found in the show notes, and feel free to book a call with me if you need any further assistance. Until the next episode, I wish you good health, success, and of course happiness. Au revoir!